5th February 2024, Hong Kong. The office of a large multinational company. A completely normal working day, exactly 9 a.m. An employee was sitting at his desk working on his computer when suddenly an email appeared on his screen. This was not an ordinary email. Sender, the company's chief financial officer, Rob Boardman. The email said, "There is an extremely urgent and confidential transaction. I'm sending you a video call link. Join immediately." The employee paused for a moment, then said to himself, "If the CFO is calling, it must be something important." He clicked the link. The very next moment, a video call opened on his screen. Right in front of him was the chief financial officer himself. Along with him was a senior manager from the Hong Kong office and 3 more employees, the same faces he saw every day at the office. Everything looked completely normal. Familiar faces, clear voices, behavior exactly as it is in real life. The chief financial officer spoke in a serious tone. "Listen, this is an emergency transaction. $25 million need to be transferred immediately into 5 different bank accounts right now at this very moment." Before the employee could ask any questions, the call suddenly ended. After a few moments of silence, he did exactly what he believed the company's chief had ordered him to do. $25 million into 5 different banks were transferred immediately. There was satisfaction in his heart, even pride. "This is a big responsibility given to me. The chief trusts me." But the story does not end here. 1 week passed. No confirmation email arrived, no follow-up from the CFO, and no acknowledgement from the accounting department. Now, anxiety began to set in. Heavy breathing, rapid heartbeat. Finally, he gathered the courage and called the UK headquarters. "Sir, that $25 million transaction?" A few moments of silence on the other end. Then the reply came. "Which transaction? We never made any such request." That was the moment when doubt turned into reality. The employee immediately informed the Hong Kong police, alerted the company's security team, and requested banks to freeze the transactions. But it was already too late. The real truth was that all the people seen on that video call, even the chief financial officer, were not real. They were all created using Deepfake AI technology, and a single scammer, within just a few minutes, scammed the company out of $25 million.
Just last month, a finance worker in Hong Kong got scammed into paying a whopping $25 million to scammers.
He's suggesting it came out of nowhere. What we subsequently learned.
Legendary cricketer Sachin Tendulkar has fallen prey to the dangerous trend of deepfakes. He has now denounced a deepfake video.
This is a deepfake example of what is possible with powerful computer and editing.
To understand this incident, first, it is important to understand that this was not a case involving a small company. This incident happened with Arup. Arup is a British company that has been operating since 1946, meaning this company has existed since a time when the world was still far from modern technology. Such an old company does not survive just because it is big, but because people trust it. Arup's work is not just financial transactions. This company designs bridges for cities, plans airports, builds structural designs for tall buildings, and handles large projects for governments. This means Arup's decisions do not only affect business, but affect people's lives. That is why Arup operates in many countries around the world. This company is present in more than 30 countries, operates over 90 offices, and more than 18,000 people are part of this system. This is a network where every day huge amounts of money are constantly moving. Now let's talk about the Hong Kong office. The Hong Kong office was not just a branch, it was the central hub for Asian projects. From here, financial decisions were made, payments were processed, and daily operations with international banks took place. This office operated at speed because business does not slow down here. In such an environment, nothing works slowly. Here, trust means work gets done without delays. That is why some people in the finance department are given direct payment access. This access is not given to everyone. The employee with whom this incident happened was not an ordinary person. He handled financial work daily, understood banking processes, and was considered trusted within the system. For him, moving money was neither new nor frightening. At the very top of this system is the Chief Financial Officer. CFO means final authority. If a CFO urgently instructs something, normally questions come later, work comes first. This was part of the company culture and had been that way for years. And this is exactly where the direction of the story changes. The problem was not that the system was weak. The problem was that the system was built on human trust. And when technology starts to look exactly like that trust, even experience becomes confused. And from here, the story becomes even deeper because the issue was neither the system nor the software. The issue was the human mind. The scammers did not attack company servers. They did not cross any firewall.
This employee was not targeted suddenly. It is possible he was observed for months, his position studied, his routine analyzed, and it was understood what types of payments he handled daily and under whose authority he acted without question. This was slow and silent planning. Information was collected piece by piece, from the company website, from social media, from online meeting recordings. And then, one day, when everything became perfect, that call came. A call not just to take money, but to steal time to think. When the CFO's face is in front of you, the voice sounds real, and familiar office colleagues are present, the mind does not think this could be a lie. The mind only thinks, if I delay, there will be a problem. Under this psychological pressure, the most critical instruction of the entire story was given: to split $25 million into 5 different bank accounts. To an ordinary person, this may seem strange, but in reality, this was the exact point where the scam fully succeeded. If the money had gone to one bank, one system would have raised an alarm. One freeze could have stopped everything. But 5 banks meant 5 different systems, 5 different rules, 5 different response times. By the time suspicion arose, by the time UK headquarters was contacted, by the time banks were called, the money had already moved from one bank to another, from second to third, and in some cases, completely outside the system. The most dangerous part was that every transaction looked legal, every transfer was authorized, and every step matched daily routine. This is where the real discussion begins. Deepfake AI. Deepfake simply means deep learning. Fake, artificial imitation. AI does not just remember a face like a picture. It learns lip movement, eye blinking, smiles, anger, pauses, everything as data. When there are many videos, interviews, and recordings, AI builds a digital model that reacts exactly like the real person. This is not overnight technology. It has been in development for years. First in universities and labs, then in movies, de-aging actors, reviving deceased actors. But as it became cheaper and stronger, it reached the wrong hands. After 2019-2020, the world saw deepfakes being used in politics and fraud. There were verified cases. In 2019, a European energy company lost money after a CEO's voice was cloned. In 2022-2023, Banks and companies officially reported calls where voices perfectly matched senior officers. This is deepfake's most dangerous aspect. It makes the entire situation feel real. That is why experts say this technology is no longer just a tool, it is a test of trust. And when this happens in a place like Hong Kong with a trained employee, it proves this is only the beginning. Because if it can happen to them, it can happen to anyone. When the fraud came to light, the first question was, were the scammers caught? Did the $25 million return? The truth is, some money was attempted to be frozen immediately, but most of it exited the banking system within hours. Funds were layered across banks, shell companies, temporary accounts, crypto, and offshore channels. That is why most of the money vanished forever. Legally, this case remains partially unsolved. No mastermind was arrested, no full recovery was made. There was no proof that the employee was involved. Instead, his trust, routine, and authority were exploited. This was not hacking a human, this was hacking belief. How can we protect ourselves from deepfake AI scams? Never trust just video or voice. Always do second verification. Never click links under urgency. If money plus pressure equals stop. Deepfakes often feel emotionally off. Remember, technology is not power. Your caution is. This was not a movie. This was real. If it happened to them, it can happen to any of us. Now tell us, have you ever received a call, email, or video that later felt suspicious? Comment below. Like, share, and subscribe for more real AI scams.